Life is not just a series of random events, it follows patterns, energy, and intention. The key to shaping your destiny lies in mastering one powerful technique that aligns your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the universal flow. This book reveals that technique, how it works, and how you can use it to transform your life. If you apply it consistently, you will witness fate aligning in your favor effortlessly. Introduction. Life is not a chaotic collection of events happening randomly. Rather, it operates according to unseen principles that respond to our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Many people believe fate is something fixed, something they have no control over, but this belief is what keeps them stuck in cycles of struggle and disappointment. In reality, fate is not a rigid force, it is fluid, adaptable, and shaped by the way we interact with the world. The key to changing one's life and experiencing a reality where everything seems to work in one's favor lies in mastering a specific technique that aligns one's inner world with external circumstances. This technique is neither complicated nor reserved for a select few. Rather, it is something that has been used throughout history by those who seem to effortlessly attract success, wealth, love, and opportunities. The reason most people fail to take control of their destiny is that they live in a state of unconscious resistance, unknowingly pushing away what they desire through fear, doubt, negativity, and misalignment. They chase success in ways that exhaust them, struggle against forces they don't fully understand, and feel frustrated when their efforts do not produce the desired results. The truth is that life does not reward struggle, it rewards alignment. When a person masters this technique, they shift their entire frequency, making them receptive to the very things they once had to fight for. Doors begin to open, the right people and opportunities appear at just the right time, and what once seemed difficult becomes effortless. This technique is not about wishful thinking or mere positive affirmations. It is about tapping into the core principles that govern energy and reality itself. Just like a river flows effortlessly toward the ocean, a person who understands and applies this method begins to experience a life where things naturally fall into place. This does not mean challenges disappear entirely, but rather one learns how to navigate them with wisdom and ease, transforming setbacks into stepping stones and obstacles into opportunities. The reason this technique is so powerful is that it works with the natural flow of the universe rather than against it. Imagine trying to swim upstream against a strong current. It is exhausting, frustrating, and unsustainable. Yet, the moment one turns around and moves with the current, everything becomes easier, faster, and more efficient. This is how fate works. When a person aligns themselves correctly, they stop fighting against life and instead allow it to guide them toward their highest potential. This book is designed to help the reader not only understand this principle, but also master it in a way that brings real, tangible results. It will break down why certain people always seem to be in the right place at the right time, why some achieve success effortlessly while others struggle endlessly, and how anyone, regardless of background or circumstances, can shift their reality by applying this method. The journey to mastering this technique begins with understanding that everything in life is energy. Our thoughts, emotions, and actions emit frequencies that attract experiences that match them. By becoming intentional about these frequencies, one can direct fate rather than be at its mercy. This book is not about relying on luck. It is about creating a life where luck is unnecessary because alignment makes success inevitable. Through the pages ahead, readers will uncover how to rewire their subconscious mind, master emotional control, take inspired action, and recognize the signs that fate is aligning in their favor. By the end of this journey, they will no longer feel like victims of circumstance, but rather powerful co-creators of their reality, watching as their dreams unfold effortlessly before them. Chapter 1. The power of alignment. Everything in the universe, from the vast galaxies to the smallest atomic particles, operates in a state of precise alignment. The sun rises and sets in perfect order, the seasons transition seamlessly, and even the cells in our bodies function harmoniously when in balance. This universal principle of alignment is not just a scientific fact, but a fundamental law governing life itself. When something is aligned, it moves effortlessly toward its natural outcome, but when misaligned, resistance, struggle, and dysfunction occur. This principle applies not only to nature, but also to human life. Our thoughts, emotions, and actions create an energetic frequency that determines whether we move toward success or experience endless setbacks. Most people remain unaware that they are operating in a state of misalignment, living in contradiction with their true desires. They claim to want success, but allow self-doubt and fear to dominate their thoughts. They long for happiness, but dwell on negative emotions and past traumas. They wish for financial abundance, but harbor subconscious beliefs that wealth is hard to attain, that money is evil, or that they are undeserving. These internal conflicts create an energetic blockage that pushes away the very things they seek, trapping them in cycles of frustration, where they feel like fate is constantly working against them. The reality is that fate is neutral. It does not favor or oppose anyone. It simply responds to the energy a person emits. Alignment is the key to unlocking the effortless flow of life, where everything starts falling into place without excessive struggle. It occurs when one's thoughts, emotions, and actions are in perfect harmony with a clear, focused intention, allowing the universal forces to work in one's favor. When alignment is achieved, a person naturally begins to attract the right people, opportunities, and circumstances, not through luck or coincidence, but through the magnetic power of their own energy. This principle is evident in all aspects of life. High-performing athletes enter a state of flow where they achieve peak performance with ease. Artists lose themselves in their creative process and produce masterpieces. And visionary entrepreneurs trust in their ideas so deeply that success seems inevitable. The common denominator among all these individuals is that they are fully aligned with their purpose, allowing the forces of the universe to work through them rather than against them. Misalignment, on the other hand, is like trying to swim against a powerful current. It leads to exhaustion, frustration, and failure. People who struggle in life are often those who try to force results without first ensuring their inner world is aligned. They push forward despite feeling uninspired. They chase money while holding negative beliefs about wealth, or they seek love while carrying deep insecurities. This creates a conflicting energy that repels what they desire, making their journey unnecessarily difficult. The power of alignment lies in becoming the right person mentally, emotionally, and energetically before external reality shifts. When a person aligns their energy with their desires, they stop chasing and start attracting. Instead of searching desperately for opportunities, the right doors open effortlessly. Instead of struggling to make things happen, solutions and breakthroughs appear at the perfect moment. This is not magic or wishful thinking. It is a fundamental law of energy. Just as a radio must be tuned to the right frequency to receive a clear signal, a person must tune their energy to the frequency of success, abundance, or love in order to experience it in their reality. This is why two people can put in the same effort, but achieve vastly different results. One is aligned and in flow, while the other is stuck in resistance. Many believe success requires only hard work, but hard work without alignment leads to burnout and frustration. True success comes from working with universal principles, not against them. The key to shifting from resistance to alignment begins with deep self-awareness, recognizing and eliminating the subconscious beliefs, emotions, and behaviors that create energetic blockages. The human mind operates on deeply ingrained patterns, many of which were adopted unconsciously from childhood, society, or past experiences. If someone grew up believing that life is a struggle, that success requires suffering, or that they are not good enough, those beliefs will dictate their reality until they are consciously reprogrammed. This is why so many people feel stuck despite their efforts. They are operating from outdated mental programming that keeps them misaligned with the life they truly desire. The first step in mastering alignment is identifying these internal barriers and replacing them with beliefs that support one's goals. Instead of reinforcing thoughts of lack and limitation, one must cultivate thoughts of abundance and possibility. Instead of allowing emotions of fear and doubt to dominate, one must train themselves to embody confidence and trust. Instead of taking action out of desperation, one must move with inspired intention, knowing that what they seek is already on its way. Alignment does not mean passively waiting for things to happen. It means becoming an active participant in one's destiny by ensuring that every aspect of one's being is moving in the same direction. When alignment is mastered, fate no longer feels like an unpredictable force, but a reliable ally. The universe begins to communicate through signs, synchronicities, and opportunities that appear at precisely the right time. Life shifts from a series of struggles to an experience of flow, where things work out effortlessly and success becomes a natural byproduct of being in the right energetic state. This principle has been the foundation of every great success story throughout history, from spiritual masters who understood the power of consciousness to modern-day visionaries who intuitively align with their goals. Everything desired, whether it is wealth, love, happiness, or fulfillment, is already present in the field of possibility, but it can only be accessed by those who vibrate at the right frequency. By making alignment a priority, one moves from a life of force to a life of flow, from frustration to ease, and from constant struggle to inevitable success. The difference between those who thrive and those who remain stuck is not luck, but the ability to align with the forces that shape reality. This chapter lays the foundation for understanding how alignment governs all aspects of life, why it is the missing link between effort and success, and how mastering it can turn fate from an unpredictable force into a powerful tool for manifesting one's highest potential. Chapter 2: The One Technique That Changes Everything. There exists one technique so powerful that it has the potential to transform every aspect of life, unlocking doors that once seemed permanently closed and turning fate from an unpredictable force into a reliable ally. This technique is not based on luck, random chance, or external circumstances. It is rooted in the fundamental laws of reality, which dictate that whatever a person consistently thinks, feels, and believes becomes their lived experience. It is the hidden factor behind those who seem to attract wealth, love, and success effortlessly, while others struggle despite working tirelessly. This technique does not rely on external effort alone. Rather, it is a method of internal reprogramming that reshapes the subconscious mind, aligns energy with desired outcomes, and directs focus so precisely that the universe has no choice but to respond in accordance. The reason most people fail to manifest their desires is that they operate from a reactive state, allowing circumstances, fears, and limiting beliefs to dictate their reality. Instead of creating from a place of power, they chase after success, unknowingly reinforcing the belief that what they seek is separate from them. This creates resistance, making life feel like an uphill battle, rather than a smooth, natural flow. The technique that changes everything eliminates this resistance by shifting internal reality first, which then causes external circumstances to reorganize themselves in a way that appears almost magical. However, there is nothing magical about it. It is a precise science based on psychology, energy dynamics, and quantum principles that have been used for centuries by those who understand the hidden mechanics of reality. At the core of this technique is the understanding that the subconscious mind is the true architect of one's life, controlling 95% of thoughts, emotions, and behaviors without conscious awareness. The subconscious operates like an advanced supercomputer, running programs based on deeply ingrained beliefs, past experiences, and repetitive thought patterns. If a person has been programmed to believe that success is difficult, that money is scarce, or that they are unworthy of love, their subconscious mind will filter reality in a way that confirms those beliefs, no matter how much conscious effort they put in. This is why some people work endlessly, yet remain stuck, while others seem to manifest their desires effortlessly. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It only responds to what is consistently fed into it. This technique revolves around conscious mental reprogramming, a process of systematically replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones, training the mind to focus solely on the desired outcome, and shifting emotions to match the frequency of success. One of the most powerful tools within this technique is visualization, which is not just wishful thinking, but a scientifically proven method to rewire the brain. Neuroscientific studies have shown that the brain does not differentiate between real experiences and imagined ones when a person visualizes something with enough clarity and emotion. Neural pathways are strengthened as if the event has already happened. This is why elite athletes, high-performing entrepreneurs, and top creatives use visualization as a key component of their success. However, the key to effective visualization is not merely seeing an image, but fully immersing in the experience, engaging all senses, and generating the emotions associated with already having the desired result. The subconscious mind is activated through feelings, not just thoughts, which is why many people fail with visualization. They imagine their goal, but internally feel doubt, frustration, or impatience. This sends mixed signals to the universe, causing resistance instead of attraction. To truly activate this technique, emotional alignment is crucial. Every emotion carries a frequency, and the energy a person radiates determines what they attract into their life. If someone visualizes wealth but feels fearful about money, they remain stuck in a scarcity vibration, which blocks financial opportunities. If they affirm love but internally feel unworthy, they continue to attract relationships that reflect their inner doubts. The secret to making this technique work is feeling the desired outcome as if it is already real. When a person embodies the emotions of success, gratitude, confidence, and certainty before physical proof appears, they shift their frequency to match their goal, making its manifestation inevitable. This is how those who master this technique effortlessly attract what they desire. It is not that they are lucky, but that they have trained themselves to operate from a state of energetic alignment. Another key component of this technique is affirmations, but not in the traditional sense of repeating empty phrases. Most people fail with affirmations because they do not connect emotionally with them, or they affirm things that contradict their deep-seated beliefs. For an affirmation to be effective, it must be repeated with absolute conviction and must feel like an undeniable truth. Instead of saying, "I am successful," while feeling like a failure, one must choose an affirmation that bridges the gap, such as, "Every day, I am becoming more aligned with success." Repetition is key because the subconscious mind learns through consistent programming just as habits are formed through repetition. Beliefs are strengthened through persistent affirmations. Over time, these new beliefs override the old limiting ones, reshaping the way reality unfolds. However, mental and emotional alignment alone are not enough without aligned action. Many people struggle with manifestation because they believe visualization and affirmations will bring results without taking any steps toward their goal. While action is necessary, it must come from a place of inspiration rather than force. This technique teaches that action taken in alignment with a new mental and emotional state is exponentially more effective than action taken from a state of doubt or desperation. When a person is fully aligned, they experience intuitive nudges, sudden bursts of creativity, and synchronicities that guide them toward the next step effortlessly. Instead of chasing opportunities start showing up unexpectedly. Instead of struggling to make things happen, solutions appear at the perfect moment. The reason this technique works so powerfully is that it operates on the fundamental laws of reality, just as a radio must be tuned to the correct frequency to pick up a specific station. A person must tune their energy to the frequency of their desires to experience them in physical form. Many people remain stuck in old patterns because they try to change external conditions without addressing the internal state that created them. The truth is that external circumstances are simply reflections of internal beliefs and energy. When a person shifts internally, external reality must adjust accordingly. It is not a matter of if, but when. This is why those who master this technique no longer see fate as something random or uncontrollable. They understand that life is responding to them at all times. The beauty of this technique is that it applies to every area of life, whether it is financial success, relationships, health, or personal fulfillment. The same principles govern all forms of manifestation because reality operates through vibrational frequency, subconscious programming, and aligned action. Once this method is fully understood and applied, life begins to shift dramatically. People, opportunities, and resources appear in ways that defy logical explanation. Challenges that once seemed impossible begin to resolve effortlessly. The struggle fades, replaced by a sense of certainty and flow. Those who master this technique do not live by chance. They live by design, shaping their reality with precision. This is the ultimate secret behind those who achieve greatness, whether they are aware of it or not. They have aligned their energy, mind, and actions so completely that success becomes inevitable. The difference between those who struggle and those who thrive is not intelligence, background, or luck. It is the ability to apply this technique with absolute mastery. Once internal alignment is achieved, fate ceases to be something one hopes for. It becomes something one commands. Chapter 3: Rewiring Your Subconscious Mind. The subconscious mind is the most powerful force shaping human existence, controlling thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and ultimately, life outcomes without conscious awareness. It functions like a vast storage system, absorbing information from the moment of birth and creating deep-rooted patterns that determine how a person perceives the world and responds to it. These patterns influence financial success, relationships, health, and personal fulfillment, often dictating a person's reality without them realizing it. The subconscious mind does not reason or question, it simply accepts and executes the instructions given to it, whether they are empowering or limiting. It is programmed through repeated experiences, societal conditioning, cultural beliefs, past traumas, and the emotions attached to those experiences. If a person grew up hearing that money is scarce, love is painful, or success requires endless struggle, their subconscious records these messages as absolute truth and works tirelessly to make reality reflect them. This is why people who consciously desire success often sabotage themselves, because their subconscious mind is programmed for struggle, and it will always bring them back to the reality that aligns with its ingrained beliefs. Rewiring the subconscious mind is not just important, it is the foundation of any true transformation. Without addressing the subconscious, no amount of conscious effort will create lasting change. This is why people fail with affirmations, goal setting, and self-help techniques. They are trying to force change on the conscious level, while their subconscious is running old, opposing programs in the background. The subconscious mind controls 95% of daily thoughts and behaviors, while the conscious mind only governs 5%. That means that unless the subconscious is reprogrammed, it will always overpower the conscious mind, leading to self-sabotage, procrastination, and repeating negative cycles. The process of rewiring the subconscious involves installing new mental programs through neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. This is achieved through a combination of awareness, repetition, emotional engagement, visualization, affirmations, hypnosis, and environmental influence. The first step in reprogramming the subconscious is awareness, recognizing the beliefs that have been unconsciously shaping life. Most people operate on autopilot, unaware of the invisible scripts controlling them. They blame external circumstances for their struggles without realizing that their subconscious mind is attracting and creating those very circumstances. To reprogram the subconscious, one must identify these limiting beliefs and bring them to conscious awareness. Journaling, self-reflection, and meditation help uncover these deep-seated patterns. The next step is rewriting these beliefs through repetition, because the subconscious learns through repetition. Just as a habit is formed by doing something repeatedly, a belief is formed by thinking the same thought repeatedly. This is why repetition is the foundation of all subconscious programming. When a new idea is consistently reinforced, the brain starts forming new neural pathways, replacing old patterns. However, repetition alone is not enough. Emotional intensity is required to make the new belief stick. The subconscious does not respond to words alone, it responds to emotions. This is why traumatic experiences leave such a strong imprint on the subconscious, while logical reasoning does not. If a person affirms success, but emotionally feels doubt, their subconscious will reject the affirmation. The key is to generate the feeling of already having what is desired, making the subconscious accept it as reality. This is why visualization is a powerful tool for subconscious reprogramming. When a person vividly imagines their desired reality with strong emotions, their brain fires the same neurons as if the event were actually happening. The subconscious cannot distinguish between real and imagined experiences, which is why mental imagery has been used by elite athletes, top performers, and successful entrepreneurs to accelerate results. Another powerful method for subconscious rewiring is hypnosis, which bypasses the critical faculty of the conscious mind and directly implants new beliefs at a deeper level. Hypnosis works because it places the brain in a highly suggestible state, making it easier to rewrite limiting beliefs. This is why advertisers, media, and social conditioning have such a powerful effect. They use repeated messaging to program the subconscious without resistance. Similarly, a person can use self-hypnosis, guided hypnosis, or subliminal programming to rewire their subconscious faster. But even with hypnosis, the environment plays a crucial role in reinforcing new beliefs. The subconscious is highly impressionable, and surrounding oneself with negativity, limiting influences, or unsupportive people will constantly reinforce old programming. This is why environmental influence is essential in subconscious reprogramming. If a person wants to rewire their mind for wealth but surrounds themselves with people who complain about money, their subconscious will absorb those limiting beliefs. To accelerate transformation, one must create an environment that aligns with their new mental programming. This includes consuming empowering content, surrounding themselves with positive influences, and avoiding negative reinforcement. Another crucial factor in subconscious reprogramming is aligned action. The subconscious mind responds not just to thoughts and emotions, but to behavior. If a person rewires their subconscious for success, but continues to act from their old patterns, their subconscious will remain in conflict. Taking small, consistent actions that align with new beliefs reinforces them, making them more deeply ingrained. For example, if someone is reprogramming their mind for confidence, they must act confidently, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. This is because the subconscious learns through experience. When it sees repeated proof of a new belief in action, it starts accepting it as reality. This is why people who face their fears repeatedly often overcome them. Their subconscious rewires itself through experiential learning. When this technique is applied consistently, the subconscious mind begins to transform, and with it, external reality shifts. Suddenly, opportunities appear that once seemed impossible, limiting cycles break, and success flows naturally instead of being a struggle. This is because the external world is always a mirror of the subconscious mind. Change the subconscious, and the external world must follow. The difference between those who struggle and those who thrive is not intelligence, effort, or luck. It is the mental blueprint that governs their reality. Those who master subconscious reprogramming no longer live by chance. They live by design, shaping their destiny with precision. Once the subconscious is fully aligned with one's desires, fate stops being unpredictable. It becomes something that can be directed and controlled. Chapter 4. Mastering Emotional Control. Emotional control is the foundation of self-mastery, shaping how individuals respond to life's challenges, interact with others, and maintain inner stability in an unpredictable world. Every thought, decision, and action is influenced by emotions, yet most people operate as slaves to their feelings rather than as masters of their own emotional state. Without emotional control, even the most intelligent, skilled, or determined person can sabotage themselves, making impulsive choices driven by temporary emotions rather than long-term wisdom. Emotions are not random. They are biochemical signals triggered by thoughts, past experiences, subconscious beliefs, and environmental stimuli. They can either propel a person toward success or keep them stuck in cycles of negativity, self-doubt, and reactive behavior. Mastering emotional control does not mean suppressing emotions or ignoring them, but rather learning to observe, understand, and redirect them in a way that serves higher goals. The difference between those who remain calm, focused, and powerful in difficult situations and those who panic, overreact, or crumble under pressure lies in the ability to regulate emotions effectively. The subconscious mind is programmed by repeated emotional experiences, which means that whatever emotional state a person most frequently experiences becomes their default. If someone lives in a constant state of anxiety, frustration, or insecurity, their subconscious reinforces those emotions, making it difficult to break free from stress and negativity. On the other hand, those who train themselves to remain composed, resilient, and emotionally stable rewire their subconscious for inner peace and control, allowing them to navigate life with greater ease. The first key to mastering emotional control is awareness. Most people react unconsciously to their emotions without realizing how much their feelings dictate their actions. Awareness allows a person to step back and observe emotions as they arise, creating a gap between feeling and reaction. This gap is the space where control is regained, where a person can decide how to respond rather than acting on impulse. Mindfulness is a powerful tool in developing this awareness, teaching the mind to remain present rather than being hijacked by emotional reactions. When emotions arise, instead of being consumed by them, a person learns to witness them objectively, understanding that emotions are temporary and do not define reality. Breathing techniques are another essential aspect of emotional control, because emotions are closely linked to physiological states. When a person experiences stress, fear, or anger, their breathing becomes shallow and rapid, activating the body's fight or flight response. By consciously slowing and deepening the breath, such as through diaphragmatic breathing, box breathing, or the 4-7-8 method, the nervous system is calmed, shifting the body into a state of relaxation. This simple yet powerful technique can prevent emotional reactions from escalating and allow for clearer thinking. Cognitive reframing is another method to master emotional control. Most emotional distress comes from the meaning assigned to events rather than the events themselves. Two people can experience the same situation, but their emotional reactions will differ based on how they interpret it. For example, failure can be seen as a crushing defeat or as a valuable lesson for growth. When a person consciously shifts their perspective on a situation, they change the emotional response associated with it. A crucial element of emotional control is detachment, which means not allowing emotions to be dictated by external circumstances, people, or outcomes. Most suffering comes from attachment to success, relationships, opinions, or expectations. When a person becomes emotionally dependent on things outside of their control, they become vulnerable to instability. True emotional mastery comes from developing internal stability, where peace, confidence, and happiness come from within rather than being determined by external factors. Detachment does not mean indifference, it means maintaining emotional balance regardless of what happens outside. This is the mindset of highly successful individuals who remain composed under pressure, make rational decisions, and do not let failures or setbacks disrupt their inner state. Environmental influence plays a significant role in emotional control, as the subconscious mind absorbs emotions from the surroundings. Being around negative, stressed, or emotionally unstable individuals can weaken emotional resilience, while being in a positive, empowering environment strengthens emotional stability. A person seeking mastery over their emotions must be conscious of the energy they surround themselves with, ensuring that it aligns with their desired state of being. Another technique for mastering emotions is state shifting, which is the ability to change an emotional state instantly through movement, focus, and physiology. Emotions are not just mental, they are embodied experiences. A person's posture, facial expressions, and body movements all influence emotions. If someone is feeling low, simply changing posture, standing tall, smiling, or engaging in physical activity can shift the emotional state almost instantly. This is why high performers use physical gestures, music, or affirmations to enter a peak state before important events. Emotional anchoring, a technique from neuro-linguistic programming (NLP), is another powerful tool. It involves associating a specific physical gesture or trigger with a desired emotional state, so that this state can be accessed on demand. For example, if a person consistently associates a certain movement or mantra with confidence, over time, simply repeating that movement or phrase can trigger a powerful emotional shift. Understanding the deeper purpose of emotions is another key to mastery. Every emotion carries a message. Fear signals the need for preparation. Anger highlights boundaries being crossed. Sadness calls for healing, and frustration indicates misalignment. Instead of resisting emotions, mastery involves interpreting their meaning and responding wisely. For example, rather than letting fear paralyze action, it can be used as a signal to take calculated steps. Rather than letting anger explode uncontrollably, it can be channeled into assertiveness and constructive action. Over time, this practice strengthens the prefrontal cortex, which governs rational decision-making, and weakens the amygdala, which triggers impulsive emotional reactions. Emotional control is also essential in manifestation and the law of attraction. Since emotions generate energetic frequencies, they influence the reality a person attracts. Negative emotions lower vibrational energy, attracting more negative experiences, while positive emotional control creates alignment with desired outcomes. Many people let external circumstances dictate emotions, feeling happy only when things go well and defeated when challenges arise. But true mastery is the ability to self-generate emotional stability, maintaining a high vibrational state regardless of external factors. This is what separates those who navigate life with clarity and purpose from those who constantly struggle with emotional ups and downs. Ultimately, emotional mastery leads to freedom from being controlled by others, freedom from reacting impulsively, and freedom from unnecessary suffering. It allows for clear thinking, wise decision-making, and unshakable confidence in any situation. Once a person achieves this level of control, they no longer experience fate as something random or chaotic, but as something they actively shape with precision. They become immune to the emotional turbulence that affects most people, allowing them to remain calm, focused, and powerful in any situation. This is the secret behind the greatest leaders, visionaries, and highly successful individuals, an unshakable mastery over their emotions that ensures they move through life with purpose, intention, and unwavering control over their destiny. Chapter 5. Action and Surrender: the perfect balance. The perfect balance between action and surrender is one of the most powerful yet misunderstood principles in life, determining the ease or struggle with which one achieves success, fulfillment, and inner peace. Most people either push too hard, exhausting themselves with relentless effort, or lean too much into passivity, hoping things will magically fall into place. This imbalance causes unnecessary struggle, frustration, and disappointment, as excessive action leads to burnout, while excessive surrender results in stagnation. True mastery lies in understanding that action and surrender are not opposing forces, but rather two sides of the same coin, working together in perfect harmony to create results effortlessly. Action represents the force of will, the conscious effort that drives change, builds momentum, and turns visions into reality. It is the energy behind discipline, consistency, planning, and execution. Without it, nothing can be achieved. However, action alone is not enough. Those who believe they must control every outcome, force results, or constantly push forward without pause often experience resistance, delays, and frustration. This is because action, when not aligned with the natural flow of life, creates tension rather than progress. There are moments when no matter how much effort is exerted, things do not move forward, and the harder one tries to force an outcome, the more resistance they encounter. This is where surrender comes into play. Surrender does not mean giving up or becoming passive. It means trusting the process, releasing the need to control everything, and allowing life to unfold in its perfect timing. It is the recognition that while action is necessary, not everything is within human control, and sometimes stepping back allows things to align more effortlessly than force ever could. This principle is evident in nature. Rivers flow toward the ocean without resistance, the seasons change without force, and plants grow without stress. Yet, they do not do so passively. They move in alignment with the natural order of things. Similarly, those who achieve the greatest success in life understand when to act decisively and when to step back and allow events to unfold naturally. Athletes train with extreme discipline, but during competition, they trust their instincts rather than overthinking every move. Entrepreneurs take calculated risks and work tirelessly, but they also remain open to unexpected opportunities that may be better than their original plan. Artists pour their passion into their craft, but they do not force inspiration. It flows when they create space for it. This balance between action and surrender is the secret behind individuals who seem to attract success effortlessly, while others struggle for years with little progress. The human mind struggles with this concept because it craves control. Society teaches that hard work alone leads to success, that results come only through relentless effort, and that letting go is a sign of weakness. However, many of the greatest breakthroughs in history have come not from force, but from alignment, taking the right action at the right time, then trusting the process. Overthinking, obsessing over results, and resisting delays create emotional and energetic blocks, slowing down the very outcomes one desires. When a person is too attached to a specific outcome or timeline, their energy becomes tense and restrictive, making it harder for opportunities to flow naturally. Surrendering this attachment does not mean losing ambition, but rather shifting from a mindset of struggle to one of flow, allowing results to manifest with greater ease. This principle also applies to personal growth. One cannot rush healing, force wisdom, or demand instant transformation. Just as a seed must be planted, watered, and given time to grow, so too must every goal, dream, and aspiration be nurtured with patience. Trying to force growth out of desperation or impatience often leads to frustration, while those who commit to daily progress, while trusting the timing of their journey, experience effortless transformation. Learning to recognize when to act and when to surrender is a skill developed through self-awareness, intuition, and experience. It requires listening to internal signals when action feels forced, chaotic, or exhausting. It may be a sign to step back. When surrender feels like avoidance or stagnation, it may be time to take decisive action. The key is to remain fully engaged in the process without being emotionally attached to immediate results. This paradox of striving with full effort while letting go of the need for control creates an effortless flow, where success happens naturally rather than through force. It is the mindset of individuals who navigate life with grace, taking powerful action, but remaining detached from rigid expectations. When this balance is mastered, life becomes an exciting dance of effort and ease, where goals are pursued with passion, but inner peace is never compromised. This state of alignment is where fate begins to work in one's favor, where obstacles dissolve effortlessly, and where success is no longer a struggle, but a natural byproduct of synchronized action and unwavering trust in the unfolding of life. Chapter 6. Signs that fate is aligning. When fate begins to align, the universe sends unmistakable signals that life is flowing in the right direction, and these signs are not mere coincidences, but rather divine confirmations that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. These signs appear in various ways through synchronicities, effortless opportunities, heightened intuition, sudden clarity, and an overwhelming sense of peace, as if an unseen force is orchestrating events perfectly. One of the most powerful indicators is synchronicity, where meaningful coincidences occur so frequently and precisely that they seem impossible to ignore. This could be repeatedly seeing the same numbers like 1111, hearing the same phrase in different conversations, or stumbling upon answers to questions that were just on the mind. These synchronistic moments serve as reassurance that the universe is guiding the path forward. Another undeniable sign is the emergence of effortless opportunities. People, situations, and resources begin appearing at just the right time without the usual struggle or planning. Instead of forcing outcomes, the right job, relationship, or solution seems to arrive naturally, as if it was always meant to be. What once felt like an uphill battle now unfolds smoothly, confirming that destiny is taking shape in a way that is beyond human control. Intuition becomes stronger than ever, acting as an internal compass that instinctively knows which path to take, which decision to make, and which direction to follow. The mind stops overanalyzing, and a deep inner knowing takes over, making choices feel effortless, rather than filled with uncertainty and hesitation. A surge in creativity and energy accompanies this alignment, with new ideas flowing easily, inspiration striking at the perfect moment, and a sense of excitement replacing old fears and doubts. Even emotions shift dramatically. Negative thoughts and anxieties no longer hold the same power, replaced by an unshakable confidence and trust in the unfolding of life. Unexpected blessings begin to appear, often in ways that are far better than originally planned. A project that seemed delayed suddenly finds the perfect investor. A relationship that ended makes space for a deeper connection, or an opportunity that was never considered turns out to be the ideal path. This is because fate is not just aligning desires, but is exceeding expectations in ways that the conscious mind could never predict. A newfound sense of inner peace arises, even in uncertain circumstances, because there is an unshakable trust that everything is happening for a reason. Struggles that once felt overwhelming now seem insignificant or even necessary stepping stones to something greater. Past difficulties suddenly make sense, revealing that every challenge was preparing the way for a better future. Toxic people, limiting beliefs, and old habits naturally begin to fade away, clearing space for new, uplifting experiences and healthier relationships. What once seemed like painful endings now appear as necessary shifts, showing that fate was not taking anything away, but instead making room for something better. The external world starts reflecting this inner alignment. Positive encounters increase, obstacles dissolve, and everything flows with a sense of divine timing. The right conversations happen effortlessly. Chance meetings lead to life-changing opportunities, and decisions feel guided rather than forced. There is no longer a need to chase, force, or desperately try to control outcomes, because the realization dawns that everything is already working out perfectly. Resistance and frustration dissolve, replaced with a deep trust that life is moving exactly as it should. Even in moments of uncertainty, a quiet assurance remains, knowing that all things are aligning in the background, setting up the next perfect step. This is the state of true alignment, where the struggle is replaced by flow, where effort feels natural rather than forced, and where the universe works in partnership to bring the most extraordinary outcomes. It is in this state that destiny unfolds in the most effortless, fulfilling, and miraculous ways, proving that when fate aligns, everything becomes possible. Chapter 7. Turning setbacks into setups for success. Every setback holds a hidden opportunity for massive success, but only for those who understand how to transform difficulties into stepping stones, rather than allowing them to become barriers. Most people view setbacks as failures, feeling discouraged, defeated, or even believing that life is unfair. However, the most successful individuals recognize that every challenge, obstacle, or delay is actually a setup for something greater, an invitation to grow, redirect, and strengthen their path toward success. The key is in perception. Setbacks are not roadblocks but signals that something needs to change, whether it be an outdated belief system, an ineffective strategy, or an attachment to the wrong outcome. If one learns how to look beyond immediate frustration, setbacks can reveal powerful lessons that refine skills, improve resilience, and open doors to opportunities that would not have been possible otherwise. Life does not work against people, it works for them. But this truth only becomes clear when setbacks are viewed as stepping stones rather than permanent defeats. Every major success story involves overcoming setbacks. People who lost jobs often found their true calling through entrepreneurship or a better career path. Individuals who faced heartbreak discovered their true selves and attracted healthier relationships, and those who experienced financial ruin learned innovative ways to rebuild their wealth. Some of the world's most influential leaders, inventors, and visionaries have encountered what seemed like devastating failures, only to later realize that those very failures set them up for extraordinary breakthroughs. The problem is not the setback itself, but how one reacts to it. Those who remain stuck in frustration, blaming circumstances, or feeling victimized by life's challenges waste valuable time and energy, resisting what could be the greatest turning point in their lives. However, those who shift their mindset from, "Why is this happening to me?" to "How is this happening for me?" unlock an unstoppable force within themselves that allows them to turn every challenge into an opportunity for exponential growth. When setbacks occur, they serve as wake-up calls, forcing people to reflect on their choices, strategies, and mindsets. Many people operate on autopilot, following routines, habits, or belief systems that no longer serve them, and setbacks shake them out of this unconscious state. They highlight weaknesses that need to be strengthened, skills that need to be refined, and attitudes that need to be shifted. Instead of fearing setbacks, they should be embraced as tools for evolution, as they reveal precisely what is standing in the way of success. Without obstacles, people remain stagnant, never pushed to innovate, improve, or rise to their full potential. What seems like a delay or failure is often the universe's way of redirecting someone toward something better, something they may not have chosen on their own. The discomfort of a setback is often the pressure required to break free from limitations and reach new heights. Setbacks also teach emotional resilience, the ability to remain calm and focused in the face of difficulty. When emotions take control, setbacks feel overwhelming, leading to impulsive decisions, negative self-talk, and fear-driven actions. However, those who master emotional control can step back, analyze the situation objectively, and make strategic adjustments rather than reacting out of frustration. This ability to stay composed under pressure separates those who thrive from those who crumble under adversity. When faced with a setback, the strongest individuals ask themselves, "What is this teaching me?" rather than, "Why is this happening?" This shift in mindset turns every failure into a valuable lesson, allowing for rapid improvement and adaptation. The universe often removes what is not aligned with long-term success, even if it is painful in the moment. A lost job, a failed relationship, or a financial crisis might feel like a setback, but in hindsight, it often becomes clear that it was necessary to clear the path for something far greater. Taking inspired action after a setback is what determines whether it remains a defeat or transforms into a setup for success. Many people allow setbacks to paralyze them, losing confidence and motivation. However, those who understand their purpose do not dwell in disappointment. They immediately seek the lesson, adjust their approach, and continue forward with greater clarity. Setbacks refine focus, helping to eliminate distractions and highlight what truly matters. They force people to reevaluate their approach, develop new strategies, and build resilience. Without setbacks, there would be no real success, only temporary wins that lack depth and true fulfillment. The greatest breakthroughs often come after the greatest failures, because setbacks push people beyond their comfort zones, forcing them to think, create, and evolve in ways they never would have otherwise. The most powerful shift happens when setbacks are no longer feared, but embraced as part of the process. Those who see setbacks as setups for something better develop an unshakable mindset, one that allows them to navigate life with confidence and ease, knowing that everything is happening exactly as it should. They stop resisting challenges and instead welcome them as opportunities to grow. This does not mean setbacks will not be painful or challenging, but it does mean that they will no longer be seen as obstacles, but as necessary stepping stones to greater achievements. The universe works in mysterious ways, often delaying or redirecting things for a reason that only becomes clear later. Those who trust this process experience success in ways that seem effortless, as they align with the natural flow of life rather than resisting it. When setbacks are turned into setups for success, struggle is replaced with strategy, fear is replaced with faith, and frustration is replaced with excitement for what is to come. The most successful people in the world did not reach their achievements by avoiding setbacks, but by mastering how to turn them into opportunities. They learned to extract wisdom from difficulty, refine their approach, and trust that every closed door was leading them to something better. Once this perspective is internalized, setbacks lose their power to create doubt or fear, and instead become exciting indicators that something incredible is being prepared. Every challenge holds a hidden advantage, and those who unlock this truth step into a reality where setbacks no longer feel like losses, but rather necessary steps on the journey to greatness. Chapter 8. Living in the Flow State. Living in the flow state is about entering a powerful mental and energetic space where everything feels effortless. Time either slows down or speeds up, and every action aligns perfectly with an intended outcome without resistance. It is a state of deep immersion in the present moment where focus, intuition, and performance reach their highest levels, allowing individuals to experience heightened productivity, creativity, and success without force. This state is often described as being in the zone, where thinking and doing become one fluid motion, and external distractions fade into the background. It is not something that can be forced. Rather, it emerges naturally when the mind, body, and emotions are in perfect alignment with an activity that is both challenging and rewarding. In this state, self-doubt, overthinking, and hesitation disappear, replaced by an effortless sense of certainty and clarity. The conscious and subconscious minds operate in complete harmony, allowing rapid problem-solving, inspired decision-making, and a sense of deep connection with one's purpose. Flow occurs when a person is fully engaged in an activity that is stimulating yet manageable, balancing between skill and challenge in such a way that neither boredom nor frustration takes over. If a task is too easy, the mind drifts, and engagement is lost. If it is too difficult, stress and frustration block flow from happening. The ideal condition for flow is when an activity demands full attention and effort, but in a way that feels natural rather than forced. This is why athletes, musicians, artists, and entrepreneurs often describe flow as the moment when their best work happens effortlessly, as if they are being guided by an unseen force, rather than actively trying to control every detail. This heightened state of awareness allows people to operate at peak efficiency, making split-second decisions with absolute precision, absorbing information rapidly, and acting with complete trust in their abilities. One of the most powerful aspects of living in flow is the elimination of resistance. Resistance comes in many forms: fear, self-doubt, procrastination, overanalyzing, attachment to specific outcomes, and an excessive need for control. All of these block the natural unfolding of events and create mental friction that prevents flow. To live in flow, one must learn to trust the process, surrender unnecessary control, and allow events to unfold organically without forcing results. This does not mean giving up or being passive. Rather, it means shifting from a mindset of struggle to one of natural momentum. The more a person resists the present moment, the more they block themselves from entering flow. When resistance is replaced with trust, everything begins to move with ease, and even challenges become effortless to navigate. Emotional mastery is essential for accessing and sustaining flow. Negative emotions such as frustration, anxiety, and fear disrupt focus, pulling a person out of flow and into a state of mental chaos. On the other hand, positive emotions such as curiosity, excitement, joy, and deep interest enhance the ability to enter flow, making work and life feel effortless. The key is not to suppress emotions, but to regulate them, ensuring that energy is directed toward the task at hand rather than wasted on distractions. When emotions are under control, flow becomes a natural state rather than a rare experience. This is why those who practice mindfulness, meditation, and deep focus techniques often find themselves able to enter flow with greater ease because their emotional state is stable and their mind is free from unnecessary clutter. Flow is also heavily influenced by energy levels. A tired, stressed, or mentally exhausted person will find it almost impossible to enter flow, whereas someone who is well-rested, energized, and mentally clear will slip into flow with ease. This is why high performers prioritize habits such as proper nutrition, exercise, quality sleep, and mindfulness practices, as these factors directly impact the ability to stay in flow. The more aligned one's energy is, the more natural flow becomes. Those who live in a state of constant distraction, stress, or exhaustion will struggle to experience flow consistently because their mental resources are being drained by competing demands. This is why simplifying life, eliminating distractions, and creating a structured routine contribute to living in flow effortlessly. A major barrier to flow is overthinking. When the mind is filled with excessive thoughts, doubts, and concerns about the future or past, flow is blocked. The present moment is the only place where flow can occur, which is why those who train themselves to remain fully engaged in the now experience flow more often. Activities that encourage deep focus, such as meditation, journaling, and creative expression, help train the mind to stay present, making flow a more natural and frequent experience. In contrast, those who constantly switch tasks, check their phones, or engage in scattered thinking rarely experience flow because their attention is fragmented. Training the mind to focus deeply on one thing at a time is one of the fastest ways to unlock flow consistently. Living in flow also requires trusting one's intuition. Many people hesitate, second-guess themselves, or seek external validation before taking action, all of which disrupt the natural rhythm of flow. When intuition is trusted and action is taken without hesitation, flow happens automatically. This is why highly successful individuals appear to move effortlessly through life. They have mastered the art of trusting their instincts and acting decisively, rather than getting stuck in indecision. Flow is a state of deep trust in oneself and the process, allowing things to unfold as they should, without unnecessary interference. Consistency is key when it comes to living in flow. The more often a person enters flow, the easier it becomes to access. This is why rituals, habits, and structured routines play a crucial role. Creating an environment that supports deep focus, eliminating distractions, maintaining high energy levels, and engaging in activities that naturally induce flow all contribute to making it a daily experience rather than an occasional accident. When flow becomes a way of life, work no longer feels like work, creativity flows effortlessly, and challenges become exciting rather than stressful. Ultimately, living in the flow state transforms life into an effortless dance where success, creativity, and fulfillment unfold naturally without force. Those who master flow no longer struggle against life. They move with it, trusting that everything is happening in perfect alignment. This state of being allows for a deeper sense of purpose, joy, and connection to one's work, relationships, and personal growth. Instead of chasing success, success is magnetized effortlessly by aligning with the natural rhythm of life. The highest achievers are not those who struggle the most but those who have learned how to enter and maintain flow, turning life into an experience of effortless success, limitless creativity, and deep fulfillment. Conclusion. Mastering this technique and aligning with fate is not about attempting to micromanage every outcome, but about attuning oneself to the natural rhythms and forces that govern life, allowing one to move in effortless harmony with the unseen flow that shapes reality. It is the realization that everything in existence operates on principles of energy, frequency, and vibration, and those who learn to align their inner world thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions with these universal laws gain access to a level of power and influence that transcends ordinary effort. The mind, when properly trained and directed, becomes a tool for manifestation rather than a source of resistance, allowing the subconscious to work in tandem with conscious intention to bring about desired outcomes with minimal struggle. Every great thinker, visionary, and high achiever throughout history has, whether knowingly or unknowingly, harnessed this principle, understanding that true success is not about forcing results, but about positioning oneself in alignment with the flow of life so that success unfolds naturally. It is not chance or luck that determines one's path, but the ability to tune into the deeper undercurrents of existence and make decisions that resonate with a greater intelligence that operates beyond human comprehension. When one masters emotional control, thought discipline, and energetic alignment, resistance dissolves, and synchronicities become frequent, serving as confirmations that one is moving in the right direction. The more a person practices this technique, the more they begin to notice signs of perfect timing, unexpected opportunities, and serendipitous encounters that reveal the interconnectedness of everything. Obstacles that once seemed insurmountable transform into stepping stones, not because the external world changes arbitrarily, but because one's internal state has shifted in such a way that solutions present themselves effortlessly. The struggle ceases, replaced by a deep inner knowing that things are unfolding exactly as they should. This is not a passive surrender, but an active participation in the dance of existence, where one's role is not to force outcomes, but to remain in harmony with the currents of destiny. Most people remain trapped in cycles of resistance, fighting against the natural flow of life due to conditioned fears, limiting beliefs, and emotional turbulence that cloud their ability to perceive the path of least resistance. They attempt to impose control where surrender is required and hesitate where decisive action is needed, leading to frustration, stagnation, and a life that feels like an uphill battle. Mastering this technique removes these unnecessary struggles by teaching how to operate from a state of internal clarity, where decisions arise not from fear or desperation, but from a deep sense of alignment with what feels right at the highest level. This requires rewiring the subconscious mind, as the deepest programming influences every choice and action, often without conscious awareness. By reshaping core beliefs, releasing mental barriers, and training the mind to focus only on what serves one's highest purpose, life begins to reflect these internal transformations in tangible ways. Emotional control plays a crucial role in this process, as emotions are energetic signals that either enhance or block the flow state. Negative emotions such as fear, doubt, frustration, and attachment to rigid outcomes create resistance, which slows down or even reverses progress. On the other hand, positive emotions such as gratitude, excitement, curiosity, and trust accelerate alignment, allowing life to unfold with a sense of effortless precision. Those who master this technique do not allow their emotions to control them. Rather, they use emotions as tools to guide their energy toward what they wish to create. Every thought, feeling, and action is an energetic frequency that either attracts or repels what one desires, and by mastering these frequencies, one gains the ability to shape reality in ways that defy conventional logic. A major breakthrough in mastering this process comes when one understands the balance between action and surrender. Many people either overexert themselves, trying to force results through sheer willpower, or remain passive, waiting for life to change without taking necessary steps. True mastery lies in knowing when to take bold action and when to step back and allow things to unfold. This is the perfect balance that ensures progress happens without unnecessary resistance. Those who operate in this state find that life begins to support their goals effortlessly. Opportunities arise without struggle, the right people appear at the right time, and even failures become strategic redirections that ultimately serve their greater success. This is because fate is not an arbitrary force, but a system that responds to alignment, and those who align themselves internally will always find external conditions reflecting that alignment. Flowing with fate also requires the ability to recognize and interpret the signs that indicate alignment. These signs come in many forms: meaningful coincidences, sudden insights, gut feelings, dreams, or even unexpected challenges that push one toward personal growth. The key is to remain present and aware, tuning into the subtle guidance that constantly surrounds every individual. Those who dismiss these signs often find themselves stuck in cycles of frustration, unable to progress because they are ignoring the very signals designed to lead them forward. By developing deep self-awareness and a heightened sensitivity to these messages, one begins to move through life with greater confidence and certainty, knowing that everything is unfolding in their favor. One of the most profound shifts that occur when mastering this technique is the realization that life is not a series of random events, but an interconnected web of energy responding to internal states of being. Those who operate from scarcity, fear, and doubt will experience a world that reflects these limitations, while those who cultivate a mindset of abundance, trust, and certainty will witness their reality shift to match their elevated consciousness. The external world is merely a mirror of the internal, and by mastering one's internal state, external success becomes a natural byproduct. This is why those who understand this principle do not chase success. It comes to them because they have become an energetic match for it. The highest level of mastery in this technique is when one no longer views fate as something separate or external, but as an extension of their own consciousness. They realize that they are not merely reacting to life, but actively shaping it with every thought, emotion, and decision. At this level, alignment becomes effortless, and the distinction between action and outcome fades, replaced by a seamless integration where everything flows in perfect synchronization. This is where true fulfillment is found, not in the endless pursuit of goals, but in the realization that life itself is unfolding exactly as it should, and one's role is to move in harmony with it, rather than against it. Those who dedicate themselves to mastering this technique will find that life transforms in ways they never thought possible. The struggle, uncertainty, and frustration that once seemed unavoidable will disappear, replaced by a deep sense of purpose, confidence, and effortless success. This is not because external conditions have magically changed, but because the individual has changed internally, and as a result, reality now reflects that transformation. Fate is not an uncontrollable force that dictates one's life. It is a responsive system that bends in favor of those who understand how to align with it. By applying these principles consistently, one reaches a level where every day becomes an experience of flow, where the right opportunities appear effortlessly, where intuition guides every decision with precision, and where life itself becomes a masterpiece of alignment, purpose, and infinite possibility.